that one was even after all of this had happened. So now we've had some pretty scary things going on. We had a fake monster visit us, and then we had a real monster visit us.
Next year.
Yeah. So now, another year down the road, and I'm up into the Sawmill Canyon, up Echo Canyon, and we're on that private ranch of the Gilmores hunting, and it's late night, and the wind's kind of blowing, and the tent, the big wall tent was set up in the cottonwood trees, and the horses were tied up, and of course I had my boys and the Mound Roses all in this tent, and Mitch, the youngest, he was finally on his first deer hunt. So now the same thing, it's just about that time of night when we're all asleep, and it's quiet, and I've turned the lantern out, and it's just, but the wind outside is keeping a lot of noise going. And Jesse, Mitch's big brother, is asleep on a cot over here, and we're just about all asleep. It's just that quiet. And all of a sudden Mitch is laying on the floor in a sleeping bag, and he's looking right at the door. And Mitch goes, and it's dark, and Jesse's like, Mitch, what are you crying at? There's a monster looking in the door. Well, of course, we're all adults, and we know there's no such thing as monsters. And without opening our eyes, and without even turning, well, I let Jesse be the adult, and Jesse says, Mitch, shut up and go to bed. There's no such thing as monsters. And it's quiet, except for the wind blowing outside. And we're just about asleep. And it's about 5 minutes later. And guess what happens? And Jesse, big brother Jesse, is the first to say, Mitch, what are you bawling about now? Without opening our eyes, and without even looking, because it's black, Mitch says, there's a monster that keeps looking at me. Well, I'm laying there. I'm not going to turn over and look at the monster. And Jesse is getting mad, because Jesse's not going to get out of bed and go chase the monster. And Jesse just says, Mitch, will you shut up and go to sleep, or I'm going to kick your butt? There is no monsters. Everything's quiet, and things are drifting back to sleep. And it's about 5 more minutes, and we're just about asleep. And guess what? Jesse's like, all right, I've had it, Mitch. What is your problem? The monster's looking at me right now. Well, I'm thinking, okay, this could be good. I'll turn over for this. There's a monster. I turn over, hit my flashlight, and there is a monster looking at us. Well, guess what it was? One of our horses, Cheyenne, had got loose. And because it was windy, we couldn't hear him, and he kept walking around the tent. And every once in a while, Cheyenne would stop and stick his head in and look right at Mitchell. And then go. So you got all these adults saying, there is no monsters, and Mitch is seeing it, looking at it. That's scary.
That's hilarious. Oh, that's funny. Good.